2021. It's the future. Every time I say 2021, 20 anything really, I think about sitting in English class. This is Lawson's English class in high school, saying, soon it's going to be the year 2000. How I'm going to be old. Now it's 2021. Let's talk about the future, shall we? Van Guy. Hey, what's going on, Luke? How you doing? What is happening? Chris, good morning. Hello from Amsterdam. Hello, Helga. How you doing? Welcome. Thanks very much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Today is National Napping Day. I'm all in. I'm in. Aaron, good morning, my sweetheart. How are you? Happy Monday. Brand new day, brand new week. Practically a whole new life. Waiting on a supply drop. Excellent. Like in a video game or for real? What kind of supplies? Supplies, motherfucker. But hello to everyone watching all over the interwebs. YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Periscope, Facebook Live, all over the place. Soon TikTok, I hope. If you haven't joined TikTok, get on TikTok and look me up. Doing good, thank you. Hope all is well. Fine with you too. I am doing all right. Not doing too bad. It is super windy out, super cold. Coffee supplies, of course. Is there anything else? Right? Thank goodness for coffee. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to tell you what the temperature is. Let me look up on my phone here. No, that's 7 degrees. How cold is it? 9 degrees. It is 9 degrees. I actually can, with Haps, leave the screen and still stay on, which is excellent. Down to 3 filters. No, I wish. Having a terrible start of my week. Hoping it's better. Hope that you have a lovely week. I'm hoping. So far, so good. Hasnain, is it? Hi there, from Kuala Lumpur. How are you, sir? Good morning over here in the US of A. How's everybody going? Well, I hope that you guys have a great week. I'm doing not too bad. Like I said, it's 9 degrees. It's probably sub-zero with the wind, because I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a pretty significant wind blowing through. It is super cold. Yeah, with the wind chill, I wouldn't be surprised if it was like sub-zero degrees Fahrenheit. But super cold, but doing all right. 35 degrees in New Mexico, is it, Chris? I always forget that. I'm very terrible with holding on to details like that. But no matter where anybody's watching me, Deming, gotcha. No matter where anybody's watching me, seriously, I hope you're having a good day. It's still, still significantly early for me. And I want to talk about stuff. Like, I was in a good mood last night. Woke up this morning in a pretty good mood. I jumped on first thing in the morning with my coffee to say hey to everybody. Hello, taters. We have 27 degrees after a few hours rain in Malaysia. Nice. Yeah, I'm not very good at my geography, so I kind of knew Kuala Lumpur was out there, but I was thinking India. I wasn't thinking Malaysia. So I'm kind of not the best at that. It's not something I keep up with. As I'm sure many foreigners would know, that it's not uncommon for Americans to be just very to themselves and not a lot of people do. A lot of people do keep up on current events and do keep up on geography and know all that stuff. I'm not one of those people. You keep my head down, and I make a couple bucks, and I do my thing. Morning, Matt. I'll be back and forth because I'm at work. But good morning. Good morning, Liz. Liz Squarepants. Is it official? Did you marry SpongeBob, or are you just related to SpongeBob? Pardon the noise, but I'm gonna have the air on, just for the heat on for just a little bit because, like I said, it's like maybe 2 degrees uh, with the wind. But what's my plan for today? Well, it's a secret, but actually, I am SpongeBob. Oh, so why didn't you name yourself Sponge Liz or Liz Bob? Liz Bob something. Just did a loud long burp. Excellent. Seems sunny day there. It's gorgeous. We're in Maine. It's beautiful, sunny and everything, but super windy. So don't get me wrong, it's nice, but a little on the chilly side. My plan for today, actually, I kind of let's call me Bob for short. There you go, Elizabeth. So the the plan today was to make a few bucks, which I have so far. I'm gonna hang out with you guys until for probably an hour, maybe 45 minutes. And then I'm going to try to make a couple more bucks for another hour, get back on my shift, and then I got to pick up my nephew, and then I got to take him home, and I'll probably just have lunch and then spend the rest of the day. I got to make a couple phone calls, look some stuff up online, do some online shopping because I got to get a couple things for the van. Um, and I don't know, maybe later on this afternoon, this evening, the weather permitting, I may jump back in the van and like drive up the road and do another broadcast to hang out with everybody. I haven't figured that part out yet. Actually, probably a lot of most of the folks are going to be out of the house, so I may broadcast from the house. I don't know. Figure it out. We'll figure it out together. Uh, but yeah, for some reason, the depression hasn't really sunk in today. Like usually, there's like a little bit of going on in my brain, but not today. I'm feeling pretty good. It's nice every once. It's nice to know that it doesn't last forever. Like it's not all the time. Nice to know. It's a pleasant surprise that I can wake up and not have that dread in the back of my head, even just a little bit. So I'm not in Canada. I'm in Maine, which is, uh, depending on your perspective, not too far away. But it's not like it's like blizzardy and rainy and bleh. It's yeah. Yep. Um, and my van doesn't have insulation, so it can it tends to get cold, tends to get chilly rather quick. I wish I wore another layer, but I'll be fine. No problem. I have your love to keep me warm. Uh, so 4 more days, and then what is it? Falcon and Winter Soldier come out. Is it? Was it? No, no. Justice League comes out on the 19th. I'm not sure when Falcon and Winter Soldier comes out, but soon. Should be really soon. Is the rain in Maine mainly on the? Um. I'm looking. The wind is blowing so hard that it's moving vehicles. Like there's a truck in front of me that just bounced a little bit because of the wind hitting it. That's crazy. Crazy. Um, let's see. I was going to talk about a bunch of stuff. Hey, does anybody like trivia? Would anybody like to play a little bit of a game? While I was getting my coffee and I was waiting a little bit, I looked up some stuff, and I don't always want to do it, but once in a while, I kind of get the idea of it'd be nice to do like a today in history sort of thing, or this day in history kind of stuff. Or I was looking up like what inventions came out today. I'd like to think about that stuff once in a while. Tate does. Um, Maybe we can do that for a little bit. Let's see if we can get some more folks in here, and uh, I'd really like I'm looking forward to getting TikTok. Building up my followers on TikTok slowly but surely. Oh, that was a good thing. I woke up this morning and found out that I have more followers than people that I'm following. I was following 50 people on TikTok, and I looked and my numbers jumped up to 65 or 67 or something like that. There's a new Back to the Future thing on Discovery Plus today. A new Back to the Future thing. What's that, like a documentary kind of thing? Yeah, I felt creative this morning, so I'm like, you know what? I was drumming up some content, thinking of some stuff that we could talk about, different things that we can cover throughout the week. It felt really good to have people like ask me questions yesterday, albeit some of them were um, some of them were I don't know, I would say borderline trolly, but I mean it's just somebody's perspective. So some people don't understand van living or whatever. That's fine. You know that show Destination Unknown on Travel Channel? Yeah. I mean, it sounds familiar. I don't have cable, so I don't really. I don't have television, so but I think that sounds familiar. I may have watched that, years ago. Um, the host is gonna have Back to the Future cast on his show today. Oh, nice. Were they rude? Well, it was Adam and it was a couple other people um, on Facebook Live. I want to say. Um, no, maybe Adam was on Facebook. I think somebody else was on Periscope, probably. Uh, no, it wasn't necessarily rude. Just there's a stigma about van life and nomad life. Like I made the statement that I believe nomadic life, van life is the future, and I made that statement because I believe that the way that technology is going and the way that the the way that the economy is going, like a lot of people are making changes nowadays. A lot of people are thinking differently. They're thinking about you know uh, alternate forms of energy. They're thinking about um, what is a priority in their life. What the to taking a look and asking questions and defying authority or questioning authority at the very least. Um, what is uh, what's important to you? What are your priorities? It's time to rethink how we uh, how we think and how we treat others, how we treat ourselves. Talking more about mental health, talking more about living. green, I guess, if you want to call it that. Trying to reverse some of the stuff that we've done to the earth and to each other, and like an awakening, I guess, is a good way to say it, without being dramatic, but that's what it seems like to me, you know. And we need this so bad, start thinking about what what's next for us. um I've been saying it for a while now, the past couple of years, that with this past year, with the pandemic, with the way that things are coming to light, people are starting to have a voice about and speaking out about the bad things that happen that people just turn a blind eye to. Facing the shit that has been going on with our country. um it, change is going to come, change for the better, I think. um I mean, I honestly feel that, because I feel better about the future. Like, I feel hopeful. uh Randy, hello, good morning, sir. um yeah, for the first time in a while, I've felt really bad lately, but I'm starting to feel hopeful. This past year sucked, and um doing some research, doing some reading, uh watching some videos, the way people are talking, the leaning towards positivity. Hey, Ian, thank you for the award. I appreciate that. Thank you for the hello. um and anyways, I was saying, hey there. I was saying that I think, now that I've experienced it for myself, now that I can see that more people are considering um, other ways of living their lives, making changes in their lives, making changes in their perception of reality. Um, being sick of being scared of uh, possible outcomes. Possible, uh, like, for example, the whole storming Congress kind of thing. Like, to see that kind of shit happen, and like to see black people up in arms because of the way that they're treated, and then seeing them being mistreated when they're trying to speak out, and conversely seeing a bunch of white folks upset and pulling the same shit, and seemingly getting away scot-free. I know they're talking about, the CIA is running around, the FBI is running around, they're trying to find all these people that stormed Congress and stuff like that, and it's not as black and white as it seems at first glance. Um, uh, but scary as shit to see the way that some people act, and some people can act, and they feel perfectly fucking justified in acting that way, and that it it's really nice to see um, that folks aren't putting up with it. You know, the folks are getting angry because of the way things have been, because of the status quo. And I don't like to be a confrontational type of person. I don't like to be the type of person that would encourage um, acting out necessarily. I like to be a chill guy. I don't consider myself to be a super aggressive person, or I'd like there to be peace. I'd like there to be uh, positive change without getting in anybody's face or whatever. But yeah, I admit that I'm happy to see that people are catching shit for the things that they do. There are consequences for people's actions, and um, if somebody's going to act a fool, somebody's going to think that they're privileged. And good morning, Jenna. If folks think that and if they're going to seemingly get support from people in power who should be discouraging this shit, that kind of shitty behavior, uh, you know, you take a look around and you see what's going on, and you can't help but take a position. I like to keep it out of the conversation for the most part, but it's there. It is what it is. Um, I got off on a tangent. I apologize. But getting back to talking about van living and nomadic life, it's a different way of living. It's more considerate of, like, the way that we do things now has not always been the way that it was. And just like change has come from how it was in the past to how it is right now, change will always happen. There will be more changes in the future. And I've watched shows about tiny homes, off-grid living, people getting into vans, um, uh, taking advantage of um, the comforts that we have now, the things that a lot of people take advantage of. Taking advantage of opportunities. So I said that I feel like van living is the future. Nomadic life is the future. We have an opportunity you can live comfortably with less, travel around the country, have more of a community vibe. You can take care of yourself until someone steals your van. Yeah, right. Yeah, that was fantastic. Um, uh, you can have water, you can have power, you can have luxury if you wanted to. You can have safety. You can communicate with people. You can, like, the whole idea of the work environment. You can work remotely. Um, you can, you know, um, you can take care of yourself and live comfortably without having to dig a hole or stake a claim of land. Um, you can you can share a life with other people. You can communicate with other people. You can be social. You can have, like I said, certain comforts. Um, it's not you have a home or you live in an apartment or you're homeless. It's not there. There isn't just three ways to live. I own a house, I rent an apartment, or I'm homeless. It's not. It's not like there are other ways to live. Just like people are awakening about race, people are awakening about gender. It's not black and white. It's not you know nothing's binary. It's not. There's not one pigeonhole or another pigeonhole. Um, it's nice. And tiny homes, living off grid, log cabins, vans. It's not for hippies. You're not a bum. You're not a hobo. You're not a you know um, Yeah, that's about the best way I could put it. It's like I don't feel like I'm a homeless person. I feel better about myself. Like if I was living in an apartment, I think I'd be miserable, or I might not even be alive if it weren't for me getting into a van. You know, talking to you people, getting in touch with folks, and learning about people, and having conversations, thinking about things, dreaming about things, imagining a future. Can't work. Won't work for me. I need to bring the race truck and CUDA, maybe a semi. What's going on, Melissa? How are you? Oh, a van won't work for me. Gotcha. Um, I don't want to have the noise of the heat on, but I am so cold. I'm sorry. Um, yeah, it's not for everybody, and that's fine. Some people have it in their mind what they want to do with their lives, the things that they want. I'm not saying that anybody that has an interest in something that I'm not saying that I'm not saying the way anybody else does things is wrong. I'm in fact saying the opposite. I'm saying that folks can do whatever they want to do. They can live their life however they want as long as they're happy. That's fine. And that I feel like changes are coming around where, like I said, working from home 20 years ago, 30 years ago, would not have been possible. It would have been super difficult. But now with mobile devices and with electronics the way it is, and the way that we do business, the way that we do commerce through the internet, I thought about it for the winter months. Yeah. Um, Things aren't just one way. Like even snowbirds. You know, when you think about snowbirds, you think about people that are seasonal folks. Um, in a lot of ways, it's only been retired folks that have been perceived as, that they can afford, or they can their life can accommodate living 6 months up north and then 6 months in the south, stuff like that. Companies have realized it's cheaper for people to work from their home. Yeah, yeah, that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about too, was the whole work at home issue. Elon Musk Starlink will be a great way for people living in a van RV life to work remotely wherever. Yeah, thank God for the internet and cell phones and TV and video games. Right? Yeah. So there's so many things that you can do in your life to make things easier for you, to help you be better rested, to help you, stay healthier, stay safe, spend more time with family, reprioritize your life so it's not all about the 60-hour work week, mandatory overtime and all that stuff. Uh, Everyone just seen over the past few years, up until COVID and everything, folks just seem to accept the fact that you're told to work 40 hours a week and mandatory overtime for very little pay, and just be glad you got a job. You know, um, the turnover in a lot of places, like in like telemarketing and sales and retail, and in a lot of different places, the turnover. If I didn't have dogs, I would live in random cities all the time with these ladies, my best friends. Yeah. Obviously, if things are a certain way for you, it would take a lot of adjustment. It would take a lot of change in order to. Uh, it wouldn't be convenient to do these things, but I made the change in my life. I got rid of a lot of stuff when Pam passed away. And like I said, I got rid of the cats. I got down to some totes of clothes and some toiletries and my phone, my charger, but that's it. Um, like that's my life. But in the things that I've gotten rid of, I just changed my perspective and said, the van is where I sleep. All I need is a safe place to be for like 6 or 7 hours so I can sleep. And then when I get up, I can be anywhere. I can listen to things on my phone. I can watch things on my phone. Play video games on my phone. I can travel. I can go for walks. I can sit in a park and enjoy some nature. You know, uh, you can eat anywhere here in the U.S. You can sleep anywhere here in the U.S. You can, you know, uh, bathrooms are everywhere. It's easy to stay healthy. We're not rubbing sticks and stones together and stuff like that. It's not, we're not frontier land or anything. Uh, I can you can do very well very easily. Oh, I think someone just pulled up next to me. Um, communicating with folks and getting the news, staying informed, education. You can educate yourself online. You can work online. Um, a lot of that stuff is available now. That wasn't 20 years ago. Living in a van 20 years ago, I couldn't imagine. So do you mainly stay in one general area or have you moved around? Since COVID, about what, September, I think it was. Um, well, okay, so I went up to around my birthday. I went up to New Hampshire from Tennessee. Gonna make it to Michigan someday? Absolutely, yes. Um, I went up to New Hampshire, stayed isolated, wore a mask. Uh, you know, um, stuck to protocol. I still have, I have a decent supply of hand sanitizer. You know, take all the precautions, stay clean, stay healthy. I did. I did. Yeah. Uh, but I went to stayed in New Hampshire for a while. Then I decided things were kind of, if things were getting worse, maybe I should be up in Maine where there are less people and I'm more isolated and etc. Yeah, I'm still hanging out with my bro. Yep. Yeah, for a while. Um, I will travel. I feel confident. I feel good and happy about that someday within this year. I can be back on the road. I can be back in Tennessee. I can start going around Kentucky and Ohio, and yeah, just I want to go back to my um, traveling around visiting the states east of the Mississippi, and then at some point, after all of that, that's going to take me a lot of time to do all that. By the time the cold weather starts coming around again, I can be back in Tennessee, working and saving up for the next leg of the trip, sort of thing. Heading out west, uh, returning back to the plan, pretty much. So Michigan has to be a summer thing. Yeah, absolutely. Uh, but for now, yeah, I'm staying in Maine. We are east of this. Yeah. Um, so uh, yes, I still haven't completely answered Tate's question, and I've just been rambling for the past half hour. If you ever come through Indianapolis, let me know. I'll buy you dinner. Excellent. Absolutely. I can't wait to socialize and meet up with folks again, to resume things because shit really got me down for the past few months. Wondering if there's ever going to be um, a light at the end of the tunnel, and a lot of it had to do with who was president at the time. The possibility of it's either going to be more of the same for the next 4 years, or there's going to be a change. There's going to start being a different attitude, a different. There was no guarantee that there would be any change, and it was just going to be more of the same. And I felt really shitty about it. I did not feel confident about my life. We were back going to make the coffee. Cool. I'm not a political person, but let's be honest. Nobody. You don't know what's going to happen until election day, sort of thing. So, with the changes that have been made, I feel like it's gonna get better. I simplified the hell out of my life this year, and it feels good. Excellent. It says Facebook user. Please identify yourself. Simplified the hell out of my life this year, and it feels good. That's important. It's really important. Never felt as important as like right now, or in the past few years for me, getting rid of a lot of stuff that I have. Ditching a lot of that, less worries. It frees you to look more towards the future. My finances are a lot easier because there's a lot of stuff that you have with having a home and a vehicle and a job, being stationary. There's a lot of things with conventional living that you can get stuck in. Speaking of coffee, I sent you $5 earlier. Get some more lunch today. It's pretty cool. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Good for you, man. Thank you. Who is that on Facebook right now talking to me? It just says Facebook user. Who is this? Oh, Chris. Hey, buddy. How are you, man? Thanks for joining. I would love for my friends. Chris and I went to school together up in New Hampshire. I would love for all my Belmont Laconia friends. Thank you, Chris. I would love for my old friends from school to join me on my broadcast. I know everybody's got a thing to do. Carla was just on here. I'm trying to think who else from school. Let's come on here, but I would love to reconnect with my friends and talk about stuff because we all talk about Dennis. I've heard from Dennis. I've heard from gosh, I'm trying to think who else. My mind's gone blank. There's been a few folks who I've reconnected, and we all think about the same thing. We all talk about the same thing. We all miss the old days. We all miss, we all have our interests. That there's plenty of things to discuss. Catching up, that sort of thing. Hi there. It says Facebook user. It says hi Matt with exclamation points. Hello. Please let me know. Please identify yourself. Because the Facebook folks, their names aren't popping up. Just let me know who it is. Feel pretty good. Thanks. Excellent. But yeah, I want my friends and my family. I want anybody that's been in my life that would like to be in my life. You're welcome. That's my handsome friend. I'm doing all right. I'm doing pretty good. There's room on my broadcast for everybody. Right now, Stevie, hey, Stevie. Right now, I'm being broadcast on Facebook Live, on YouTube, on Twitch, on Twitter Live, Periscope, for the time being. Whatever platform you're watching me now on, I try to get on here every day around 9 or 10 At some point, I want to start doing an afternoon, broadcast, evening broadcast as things go on. As you know, if I get maybe form some sort of a schedule, a routine would be nice. So, and I'm always looking for input from folks. So let me know what's good for you. When's a good time? What are good days when you can get on and hang out with me? I wanna do what's I wanna catch up with folks. Always want to make new friends. Always want to talk. Maybe not always want to talk, but you know what I'm saying. And just send me a message. Um, yeah, talking about working from home. That's something that I wanted to talk about yesterday, but we started jumping on the whole van life thing. Uh, how many people watching right now work from home? And what kind of stuff do you do, if you don't mind me asking? Uh, I know a couple of you folks what you do, running your own businesses and such. um, yeah, so I, I'm disabled. I hate having to put my headphones on when I'm having a good hair day. Oh, sorry. Um, I was mentioning before how with the pandemic, just a little jokery biz. Yeah. With the pandemic, a lot of businesses have been forced to start work from home program. Work from home for the past 6 years. We sound post production mastering, manage a landscape company in north side of Indianapolis. It's crap, so I stayed home. Yeah. It's really cool that folks are doing their own thing. Like that's neat. People are. That's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about, where everybody's like, you don't just you want to go into business for yourself. You want to do do what you can for yourself, take care of yourself, sort of thing. Uh, that's pretty cool. And like I said, a lot of businesses like retail and telemarketing, sales, that sort of thing, a lot of clerical stuff. Folks are able to, like my brother does dispatch uh, for Department of Transportation. He gets to work from home. Uh, Technology is making it possible, and a lot of businesses are allowing their employees to. It's put businesses in a position of, you know, forcing them to experiment, pretty much. They're finding out that it works. Work from home OG. um, and it's awesome to see that. I feel like the whole brick and mortar thing, the whole cubicle thing, I hated it when I did it. And then, I was aware, being into computers and being a nerd pretty much, that it wasn't something that you had to do in an office environment. Like, there are people that the technology's there, readily available. You can have a computer at home, put on your headset, have the information available, work remotely, and have it be successful and be comfortable at the same time. I could probably do something like that in a van. Laptop and headphones. Go find decent Wi-Fi. We're not too far away, like Ian was saying, with Starlink and everything. The possibility that we could have worldwide, decent signal, decent Wi-Fi signal. To have that sort of access available to everybody. Um, that's the type of shit that we need. I'd say in a few years there will be a lot of empty buildings. Walmart has free decent Wi-Fi. That's cool. So going on what off Ian said, if you're able to, it the things that I have in my head, the things that I talk about, they all tie together. You know, people working from home, having a new perspective uh, to change the landscape of how someone lives their life. You know, uh, it the whole. But at some point, there's going to be a shift. There's going to be a trying to. I was trying to think of the word for it, like a. I hate it when I can't come up with a word. Um, it's a something point. Tipping point. Tipping point is the word I'm looking for. At some point, there's going to be a tipping point where you know it's going to be it's going to be the opportunity is going to be there for things to be a lot different and a lot easier, a lot better for people because of the things that we're discovering right now. Our public parks here in Deming have free Wi-Fi, it's free fence. Things are starting to add up because people are identifying new and better and more fulfilling opportunities. My girlfriend works at a mortgage company. 85% of the workers have all worked from home since last March. That leaves the company paying for a massive building that isn't being used. Right. There are benefits. There are a lot of benefits for companies, just as much as there are a lot of benefits for the employees to embracing that and keeping that concept of work from home. Just embracing that change. They can save money. Their employees will be happier. Like I said, more rested, healthier, eating better, spending time with family. Um, but I've read and I've seen online that's like some companies still have the buildings there. They're still paying for the space, and they want people to come back because they think that's better. Like it's easier to manage your employees. But I also think that there's a huge downside to bringing people back into the office as well, because I certainly jobs that I've had in retail and sales and stuff like that, um, working in an office environment in a lot of ways, they get to keep the leash on you. It's like you're pretty much you do their bidding, and you better be happy that you have whatever job you have. They to tighten those reins. The turnover rate for when I used to do telemarketing, because that was kind of the only job available in town and the best paying job in town. The reason why, I guess, was because it all depends on your amount of sales, you meeting quotas and attendance and all that stuff. Like the turnover for a lot of those things, people burn out way too easy, and everybody's hungry for the job. There are a lot of people that don't have work. For every person that there is at a cubicle doing a job like telemarketing or customer service, whatever. It's not telemarketing, it's customer service, but it's still the same thing. Folks relying on phone calls when now it's they're leaning more towards chat rooms and stuff like that, and doing a lot of outsourcing as well for those jobs. But for every one person there is sitting at a computer desk answering calls, there's 5 other people that are willing to take that spot once the person burns out. And certainly a good number of the companies that I've worked for count on that. They'll lean on you, and they'll put the spurs to you, and they'll lean hard on you to meet all the requirements. And if you don't, well, then someone's right behind you that's willing to do the work for less. I think it's going to take a few years before we see all the empty call centers and cubicle setups. I believe when 2008 economy crashed, the bankruptcy percentage didn't really go bonkers till about 2 years after that happened. But change is inevitable. Yeah, it's not going to be immediate, but it's certainly taken a huge jump considering what's been going on this past year. Like I said, you can. It's unfortunate that a lot of people have suffered. That that we've lost so many lives due to the virus, but it's also given us a chance to see a possible different future. To see a better way of doing things. It's opened a lot of people's eyes. No one wants bad things to happen, but sometimes when bad things happen, you learn from that. And that's what I was saying about van life and nomad living. Because to me, when I think of living nomad living, I don't think of anything like primitive. I think it's certainly not primitive. The way that the opportunity, the technology, and all the advancements that we have in a lot of ways. That's amazing, though. It is in my area. The housing sales are through the roof. If you want to buy, you have to do it right then, and that house will be gone. Uh, when I think of van life and nomadic living, I think of if your home is on wheels, if you're able to move around, you're not reliant on a one piece of property alone. Like in a way, like I hate the fact that my brain, I can't think of words properly. I'm sorry that I'm babbling like this, but I just can't get the words out right for some reason. Just because my brain's working so fast, I guess. If I'm in a van, I'm not stuck on a piece of land. And if a lot of people got into vans, they can, the the lifestyle is portable. It's a mobile life. So you could be in one area once and then move to a different area. The it frees up the land. Does that make sense? How was the transition for you? Um, Pretty easy, really. Like once I got my head wrapped around it, living in the RV was a big eye opener. I really ended up not liking the RV at all. Um, I think that had to do a lot with losing Pam and just being in a bad mental state for a while, trying to overcome that. Having the cats was really nice, and they're beautiful animals, and they were there to love me, and I appreciate that. Um, and I appreciated the responsibility of being a cat owner. Um, but I wasn't so concerned about losing stuff. It was the cats was the main thing that I wasn't happy about, but it was necessary. It wasn't an easy move to make, but it had to be done. Um, as far as getting rid of my stuff, I just in that just there comes a point where, and it was really easy for me to just say, just get rid of it all. Who needs it? I don't need pens and pencils and coffee mugs and calendars and high school yearbooks and you know um, I just collected junk over time, and it made me feel a lot better to get rid of a lot of that stuff. uh, once I got rid of it, once I figured out really what I needed, a few pairs of pants, a few shorts, some socks, a couple pairs of shoes, a couple t-shirts, a couple long shirts, a couple jackets, a couple hoodies, some toiletries, a nice towel, that's that sort of thing. Like once you shorten that list of the things that you need that can all fit into a small van, and I built the bed frame, I bought the mattress, I bought the pillows, the sheets, the blankets, and everything. Once I got that all taken care of, that's it. You just have to worry about, like I said, the insurance, all that stuff. You have storage at least? No, I got rid of the storage space. I got rid of all that stuff because I don't need it. I think I could be a van person. It would take a while to get used to it, but it'd probably be a great life. Very little worries. The main thing that I found that Knoxville, Tennessee, is a great location. It's around the same distance to Florida as it is to the Indiana and Ohio, and it's not tough to travel from Knoxville. So I could get a storage space in Knoxville, which was the plan. That all the other stuff that I needed that I can get back to when I needed it, I can put in a small storage space in Knoxville, and then go do my thing, and I can always come back. But I found that it's better to just not have anything that you need. No storage space, no nothing. I don't need to hold on to all that extra stuff. I have to get a storage unit, keep a very small home base somewhere, but then I could totally be a gypsy. Yeah, exactly. Um, that's smart. I went to the extreme and said, uh, I don't want anything else. If later, like, it's it was better for me to get rid of everything. Um, it's easier. It was easier in my brain to get rid of everything than to transition from having everything and just getting rid of a couple things and getting rid of and whittling it down. Like I thought the right idea. Hey, Mike, thanks for the subscription. I appreciate it. Family heirlooms, etc. Right. If you have that, if you're into the memories, if you're into holding on to pictures, and like you have a kid, so you have like the treasures and stuff, the things that you've held on to, that from your child. That's not me. That's not the type of person that I am. Um, I I am more of the live today, and who knows what tomorrow is, or if there's going to be a tomorrow kind of thing. It's a totally different train of thought than other folks. My mom loves genealogy, and she has all these things that she's collected, and things that her father made and her mother made, and gifts that she's received, and all these knickknacks, and the family albums and all that stuff. A lot of folks are like that, and I get that. But for me, it was much easier for me to say I would rather just get rid of all of it. And I'm going to make friends. I'm going to have memories. I'm going to have good things. I'm going to enjoy life, and I don't need stuff. I have a laptop. I may trade my laptop in for like a legit PC at some point. Like I see myself getting rid of this fan and getting one that's a little bit bigger. Um, Having a few more things, but not anything that would be of super value to anybody else. Just what's necessary to live and be. What brand is my laptop? Um, Lenovo, or as Pam used to call it, Levino. Can it play games? Oh yeah, yeah. It's a nice laptop. It's doable. Um, and like I I haven't used my laptop in a while because I don't have the power cord for it. I've been using my phone, and I mean I can play video games on my phone. Um, at some point, I wouldn't mind doing some serious gaming, but in the way that things are now in my life. Like if I play solitaire on my phone, I listen to Spotify, maybe I get on and play Minecraft once in a while. I have a couple mobile games, like a racing game and stuff like that, so I could like listen to music and just dick around with a simple mobile game. Like I could just play solitaire, but I'm not like a super gamer right now. I got two laptops. One is Lenovo, one is HP. Yeah. Uh, at some point, I may get a computer and want to play games, but like that. But favorite games on my phone is PUBG. So addictive. You know, you can stream games on Twitch to make extra money. Yeah, yeah, and that's something that I kind of wanted to do, but things just changed, and you know, the situation with Pam and everything, uh, kind of changed my future right there. So yeah, I know. But it's cool. I remember you wanted to have a badass PC in that shed. Yeah, yeah. That was the idea at the time. With what I had available and stuff, it took a little time to build that, and I could do podcasts and stream video games. And yeah, that was the plan. And plans change, so I can't think about having a home anymore or a space like a shed like I did. I had the opportunity, and then things changed, so I need to figure out. It made me streamline my plans. You probably can still do it if you want to. Yeah, but I like sticking to small and portable. Uh, doing things on my own, and if other people want to help, that's a bonus. But figure out what I can do on my own without stressing myself out. And then, yeah, portable and affordable. You know, that's a laptop as opposed to a PC. If I get a nice laptop, then yeah, I can do it. But if I can figure out a way that I can do something for free, like broadcasting, you know, if I can find a nice phone with great camera and microphone and everything like that, like I have with this phone, I don't necessarily need that PC and the webcam and the really expensive microphones and the expensive PC and all that stuff and the big desk and the big chair and yeah. I have to run some errands. Catch you later. All right, Ian, take it easy, man. So yeah, I gotta. I am keeping an eye and an ear out for when other changes are made, when other things are discovered, advancements are made in certain areas for van living. Like electronic vehicles that have batteries and solar power that make it possible to, you know, to live off grid and not have to worry about spending money on gas. If the technology's there, like they're coming out with electronic vans, and if the van comes out that's got like a really big battery in it, like the Cybertruck, the Tesla Cybertruck, a vehicle like that, like there's one that's called I think Canoo, Canoo. They're coming out with a new line of. I hate when people don't wear masks in public, especially yeah. Canoo is the name of the company. Canoo. And they're coming out with a line of electronic vans. It could be a cargo van. It can be used as like a food truck. They have a couple different profiles. Which is basically like the same chassis, the same design with little differences. Like they can adjust it to be longer so you can fit a bigger body, that sort of thing. So it's something that I was looking up where it's got a huge battery. It's got it keep it's you can looking at it, you can easily see something like you get that, you put some solar panels on top, it can help put the power back into the batteries, so you're saving on that as well. You're utilizing energy rather than spending money on gas. It's pretty impressive. It has enough room that it can fit a bed and a fridge and all this stuff. You could accommodate one person in a van like that. It's pretty cool. But maybe we'll talk about that. I'll get more info so I can actually talk at length about it instead of stumbling through like I am right now. But I'm going to end this right here. Thank you very much for hanging out with me. Thanks for tuning in. I love spending time with you guys. I appreciate that so much. I will get on again. In fact, hold on one second. You know what I'm going to do? Hold on one second. Are we still on? All right, hold on a second. I'll be right back. Let me stop the broadcast and restart. Hold on just a second. Oh, I'm good now? Oh, okay. Yeah, I had to shut something off real quick. I was gonna get back on in DoorDash for like another half hour, but I don't need to get on for a half hour. Are we cool now? Yeah, yeah. Spend more time with you guys. DoorDash doesn't need you right now. Yeah. I actually made a decent amount of money already in like 3 hours, so I'm good for a little. Can we get a head count? Who's on here? Can folks you guys shout out? Let me know who's on, who's watching. I really wish I could tell me how many people were watching live. It says 58 people have watched this, but it doesn't tell me who's on now. Chris is on. Who else? I don't know. That's the cool thing about DoorDash and Uber and Lyft. You can work whenever you want and don't have a boss. Yeah, yeah, that's one of the benefits. That's one of the reasons I'm on Twitch right now. All right. Any other folks watching live? I don't know. Well, I'll do this. I'm going to stop the broadcast and I'm going to restart it. People will get notified that I'm on. They'll come back in. So we'll try to get some more people in here. I don't scare anybody off. I'm a nice person. I don't scare people. So let me stop the broadcast and I'll restart. I'll be right back.